Hello, this is Jessica with On a Stack of Books, and I'm gonna do the Booktuber bio tag. So I saw other booktubers doing this tag and it looked really fun, and it just looked like a really nice way to get to know each other and connect on Booktube. So this is the first video that I'm going to be showing my face. Initially, I wanted to have a channel that was a little bit different, and I wanted to combine walking with reading the book, and so I thought that that would be really cool to be out walking, you see that, and I'm reading the book to you. But I do think that it's hard for people to connect if they can't see you, if they can't really know who the person is. Okay, so these are the questions, the prompts. Question 1, who are you? And share as much as you're comfortable with. So I am a mother of 2 girls, 2 daughters, and they are 11 and 13. And I am a wife, and I would definitely describe myself as a crafter. I first and foremost am a paper crafter, scrapbooking, but that crafting has, gone into, I like to sew. My daughter got into jewelry making, so then I got into beads and added that to the crafting. I will upcycle things. I like to make stuff out of, other things. I love to be outside. I love walking outside, hiking, camping, anything to be out in nature, gardening. And I've had several careers over the years. And right now I'm working from home. And so this is a fun hobby experiment, doing this whole booktube thing. And I've thought about it for a while, wanted to do it for a while. And so here I am. Number 2, how long have you been on Booktube? So since late December of 2024, so I am very, very new. So question number 3, what kinds of books do you love to read? Has Booktube had an effect on what you read? I love mysteries and thrillers, fantasy a bit, historical fiction. I love romance. I have been reading more YA with my daughter, and I really enjoy that. I have read a ton of middle grade, as they call it, books just over the years with my children. I did at one point in my life teach, and so I have read countless books in that category. And I love children's books. I love the illustrations. I love, I love them. So I love nutrition books, spiritual books when I'm in the mood. I have not been on YouTube long enough for those tastes to have changed, although I do welcome recommendations, and I do welcome that widening of my reading palette, where I'm going to see something or hear something and I'm going to try it and I'm going to like it or I'm not going to like it. And so I think that's fantastic. Number 4, what do you enjoy about making Booktube videos? Because I consider myself a very crafty person, I think that this is another creative outlet. It's a very personal thing that you're sharing with people. You're making this video, so you're making something and you're putting it out there, and like, here, I made this, I hope you like it. And it is a combination for me of hobbies that I like to do, reading, and what books that I like, or maybe just new books, walking, being outside, crafting, crafts, bead crafts, paper crafts. So I'm combining all of that stuff, and yeah, it's so I really enjoy that part of it. I enjoy sometimes it's a forced creativity because you have to create the book aesthetic setting, the cozy reading setting, or you have to, learn. I've learned a ton. I've learned a lot. There definitely is a learning curve to how to make videos, how to do things, problem solve, figure out a way to edit, or whatever it is that you're trying to create. So that artistic element of the editing and the video making, I do enjoy that. What do you not enjoy about making Booktube videos? The time. some technical challenges, but we've overcome that. As much as I enjoy making the videos, it's always that carving out the time to do it. And so I'm finding my way. And so, but I think the main thing that I could say, like if I had to say I don't like something, it's that you put in that time, you try really hard and you figure something out and you're so proud of it, and then you don't get any feedback. I think that's everyone's complaint. So number 6, what video on your channel are you the most proud of? So I created a scavenger hunt list that was specific to Little Free Libraries, and I did the scavenger hunt myself, and I recorded myself doing it and going out in the community to the Little Free Libraries that I frequent. And I just had a really fun time making the scavenger hunt, doing it, filming it, editing it, and then I got the most feedback on that video. So that's the one that I'm the most proud of. I think it was really cute and it was so fun to make, and I got to connect with other booktubers and get some feedback on it, and so that was very rewarding, just to kind of make it a little bit more interactive. And so I'm hopeful that some people will take the prompts and go do the scavenger hunt themselves. That's what I would love. And so that's the one that I'm the most proud of. I've enjoyed doing the blackout poetry videos, and I have gotten some positive feedback on those, and so that, you know, I like that. Number 7, is there anything you wish was different about Booktube? Again, I have not been on Booktube long enough to really have a good solid complaint. Maybe just the threshold of numbers with subscribers and this, and when to monetize and how to do it, and just kind of, you know, figuring all that stuff out. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm learning as I go, but I don't really have a complaint so much. Name 3 books that you have reviewed on your channel that you feel represent who you are as a reader. So where'd my books go? Book number 1 is going to be Clan of the Cave Bear. Clan of the Cave Bear is a book that is this series I read when I was 17. It was definitely, I think based on memory, the first book that really sucked me in, and that I was just like, oh my gosh, could not put it down. Read through the whole series, absolutely loved it. And I fell in love with Ayla and her story and who she was and what she did and overcame, and learning about plants and the medicine woman and just all her adventures and her whole life. And so I absolutely love Ayla. Okay, and then we're gonna do, I'm gonna kind of do them in order, I guess. In Defense of Foods. So this was the first nutrition book that I read, and I fell in love with Michael Pollan because this is an amazing book. He's funny. It definitely talks about food versus non-food. And by non-food, chemically altered, man-made in a laboratory versus grown. It talks about farmers. It talks about just consumption of food and how it was and how it is and the changes. And this book made me want to go back to school and be a nutritionist. I did not. I shifted gears. I was in the health, and I became a trainer. And but I absolutely love this, and I have so many of his books. I've read so many of his books, and they're fabulous. And then next we're gonna say Relic. Relic I read in my early 20s, and introduced me Douglas Preston Lincoln Child. I have a lot of their books. The Pendergast FBI agent in this book, he's in a lot of the series, and he's awesome and cool and weird and funky. And but Relic, the setting is a dusty old museum, and there's this creature on the loose, or maybe in the beginning it's not a creature, they're not sure, something happened, but it's that the epitome of what would suck me in, what would cause me to be like, I am going to read this book. So I loved Relic, I loved Reliquary, and then every other book that I read of theirs, really awesome. Eat, Pray, Love. This I would put in the category of spiritual. I loved her journey, and I really enjoyed reading and just going along with her. Parts of it I wanted to be there, and parts of it, the non-traveler in me was like, you're better at home. But really enjoyed this and highly recommend. So again, this is a snapshot of things that we like to read, or that, you know, sort of let you know what kind of books we read, but it's not the end all be all. It's just going to be a little taste. Number 9, name 3 booktubers whose content inspires you, or who inspired you. So before I even had a booktube channel, I watched Faith Reads, and she did a very specific video about what to expect with a booktube channel, how to go about you know, navigating the platform. She talked about equipment, she talked about, you know, planning and monetization, and just a lot of very concrete information that I found very helpful. And so that was really good. And that was during my phase of just sort of like, am I going to do this? I don't know. And I found it very useful. So then the other one was Book Time with Elvis. He also did a video that was much more relaxed, and you should have a booktube channel, and like, you know, it's fun, yay, come on and join us. And he's just very likable, very personable, easy. He does these videos where, you know, he's like, it's not a big deal, just come on. And so I think I needed that, you know, because you can overthink things and make it bigger than it is, and, you know, until you really step out there and do it, you don't figure out or find out what it is for you. So he was very encouraging, and I appreciated that. And then once I had the channel, I did find Jack with Spread Book Joy and her reading rambles, and I just really enjoyed her as a person in her videos, and it was unique to her and very personable, but, you know, just sort of like she was going to do what worked for her, and she's been on for several years, and so there's always that process of, you know, it's going to evolve, it's going to take on you know, a life of its own, and it's going to become what it's going to become. So those were helpful and inspiring. Number 10, share the love. It can be challenging to find your audience. Name 3 booktubers who you think need more hype. So Millie with @BookishBrambles. I just recently found her, and she did a video that was books about walking, and so I was like, yes, let's be friends, because I love to walk and I love to read, and it's books about walking, and she recommended The Philosophy of Walking, and I picked that up, and I'm very excited to read it. And so I did feel you know, just that connection of like a common interest, and so but she's sort of a newbie like myself, and so I thought, you know, her video was lovely. And then the other one was Bella with @Bella's Book Club, and she seemed like a very sweet girl. She did a video where she was writing notes in books that she was going to take to the little free library. And the notes were, if she had read the book, it was a very short review with her handle. And then I think the other books that she had not read, maybe just a little love note, I don't know. She didn't share the notes, but she put little notes in there to then disperse the books out into her community, into the little free libraries. And so it was a very sweet video. And so those are the ones that I'm going to give the shout out to. Oh, and then the other one is @My Messy Bookshelf. So At My Messy Bookshelf, and she is, I think her name is Ashley, and I was watching this bio book tag, this booktuber bio tag, and you know, she's a mom like me, and she was very personable, very likable, very nice and sweet, and did her book tag, and and there was, you know, so there doesn't have to be a huge crossover of books that like, oh, I like that book, or I've read that book, and oh, okay, I'm only going to be friends with people that we read the same things. You know, if you get that feel for someone, and again, this is why I am coming on with my face, because I feel like sometimes that helps people to connect. Yeah, so she's my third shout out for that. So that is the booktuber bio tag, and I'm very excited to do this and to put myself out there and share with you, and get to know more of the booktube community. So until next time, I will be reading.